topics this morning. That Feller pump, I think, is exciting because, you only have to watch TV and know that we're dealing with fires and so forth and the lives that they can save. I really want to follow through on that. And yes, because
give them
you're
some
involved
exposure.
in firefighting and EMT and all of that, and my son, and we just know so many firefighters.
So we want to give them a good push.
Absolutely. Chris Crago?
Crago.
All right. From McNeice Wheeler. It's that crazy little firm out in the valley.
It is.
Yeah, good people. Are you keeping track of Ryan out there?
Trying.
Yeah, it's a tough job.
He's quick.
Yeah.
He is.
401k is what the subject, I got a note, and we often look at that, and it's going to be more important as we move forward in terms of what's happening with Social Security 20 years, 30 years from now, if it's
gone.
Here. Yeah, and so forth. And I can count on it, but I don't know that my kids or especially my grandkids can count on it. And so investing in a 401k and some of those things are really important. What advice and counsel do you have for our viewers and listeners?
Well, one of the things I wanted to talk about is, 401ks are a really good opportunity for employers to provide an incentive to their employees while also providing a benefit to themselves. One of the things that's happened,
And part of that's attracting good employees, right?
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. The new generation, they're interested in those retirement benefits because, like you said, Social Security is kind of always been sold to me as something that won't exist. My IOU will never get paid.
Well, and it was never intended to be somebody's sole retirement. It was a backup plan for those who, through other misfortune, needed the assistance.
And it was a plan that when it was launched, you had a life expectancy of 2 or 3 years, too.
Yeah, I think
Not 30.
Past.
Well, I think
age,
I just looked at the life expectancy tables, and now they go up to 119, where they used to only go up to 110. Yeah, so
my family's cringing right now, thinking I might be around that many years.
I know
So it's always a good idea to be self-reliant as much as possible, and that's where your advice is going to come in.
It is, and I received my tax refund this year, and I saw something problematic on the envelope that I received. It was a advertisement for MyRAs, which is myra.gov, which is what I consider to be Social Security 2.0. The government instituting a new idea that's supposed to be like a 401k, but it's backed by treasury bonds. Well, 401ks really give the employer and the employee the opportunity to kind of build the plan that they want to ultimately implement in their company. But a lot of business owners don't realize that the costs associated with a 401k are not as high as they would think.
Okay.
So it's easier for them to set one up than they might think it is.
It's very easy for them to set up, and there are issues, there are ways around everything. A lot of people say, well, I'm a small business, I'm not going to be able to get the preferential rates, and my employees will have to pay more, or I'll have to pay more as a company. But that's not entirely true, because there's ways to pool
through associations and other kinds
Correct.
of things, right?
And there are businesses that do that.
Right.
As an attorney, I kind of help facilitate that process.
And keep everybody out of trouble.
Try to keep everybody out of trouble. My job, I can get you into the lobster trap with some other people's help, but what I like to do
Sounds
is
kind of fishy to me.
Right? Yeah, it stinks. But what I like to do is mainly stay involved, because a lot of employers don't realize that their responsibility with respect to the 401k essentially doesn't just go away. They hire other individuals, custodians, to take care of these 401k decision-making processes. But what's really important is they need to realize that they're still a fiduciary, and they have some responsibility. And a lot of employers that I've seen in my practice, they kind of put things on autopilot. And then when things go wrong and they come back to these other businesses that they've hired to take care of things, and those businesses say, whoa, 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 whoa. We don't do that. That's on you. And my job is to
Nice
make
to
sure.
find out now,
yeah,
right?
It's always better to find out when you're in trouble, that you could have done something about it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I like to make sure that employers have the knowledge and the ability to take care of those issues before they become problems. You know, I personally don't want the IRS knocking on my door or
No.
the Department of Labor. I would rather have, I don't know, my dentist knock on my door, you know, for a home visit. But
I get the drill.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I have to
Ouch.
start
Ouch.
counting how many times
That's
I
like a
roll my
dad
eyes at you
joke.
today.
Yeah, I just, you know, it's very difficult to make sure that people realize that they have liability that exists.
Sure, sure.
Okay,
And
so it's not as difficult as people imagine, but there are pitfalls.
There are
and so
pitfalls.
you're suggesting that that it really would help to consult an attorney to avoid the pitfalls.
yes,
It's not a do-it-yourself effort.
you can consult an attorney. There are other individuals, professionals who can kind of coach you on what you can do. But it's very important to make sure that once you have set it up, once you have it implemented and it's working, that you talk to your advisors to make sure you know, okay, this advisor does this advisor does that. Are we coming up on a hard break?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. So you just want to make sure.
You can tell by the fear
Yeah.
in my eyes.
Yeah, you looked scared.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not scary. But you just
No,
want to
but
make
the guy
sure.
behind the glasses.
He looks very
He's
scary.
saying wrap it up, so
Yeah.
just
Oh, that means keep going? Okay.
Yeah.
So you just want to make sure that you know exactly what your advisors are doing, and you also have an idea of what you need to do
Right.
as the plan sponsor.
okay. So like most things, be aware, seek out good advice, follow it.
They
Yes.
might, they might
And-
call you at McNeice Wheeler, and the phone number is.
The phone number is 509-928-4141.
All right, great. Hey, PM Hallenberg has just returned from the Valley Mall, where she heard the mayor out there
I'm
talk.
really dying to find out what you
And
heard.
I'm dying too. I hope we can do it in 10 minutes. We'll find out right after this.
You gotta eat. You gotta watch. You gotta listen. You gotta run.